How are y'all today? It is Phoenix, and complete transparency, I restarted this video after recording it for a minute because I just finished eating and I have food on my teeth. And I wasn't gonna let the internet catch me slipping like that. I wasn't gonna do it. No. So I didn't allow y'all to see that, and I restarted this video. I was 7 minutes in. Now we're 32 seconds in. Hello. I wanted to come on here today to talk to you guys about an expanding topic, a complex topic, and I want to say this right now before we jump into what we're talking about today. This video is for people. This video is for humans. This video is for everyone. This is not specifically for the artist. This is not specifically for the chef or the cook, the fast food worker, the government agency. This is for people. As always, you will hear me speak a lot about my specific avenue of being an artist, of being a creator, of being someone who plays in many different fields, right? But this video is for people. And today's video is about overwhelm, the overwhelming energy of infinite possibilities. First, let me say this. I didn't know I was going to do this topic till about 15 minutes ago. I didn't know I was going to do this topic. I've been thinking about for days, what am I going to talk about for my next video, for my third video? What am I going to speak about? And sometimes ideas, they hit me and my mind is sort of zoomed in like, boom, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about all of those things, right? And sometimes ideas, they hit me and I think, well, I want to sit on that for a couple of months, a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of years, because I want to see how that's going to grow and expand in my mind and my perspective with wisdom, with age. And then I want to be able to present that and bring that out and, utilize my knowledge that way. I didn't know what I was going to talk about because there's so many options of things that I could talk about. And so, and it's been a slow week. There are a lot of ways that I could break up the idea of infinite possibility. You can talk about it in a spiritual way, an esoteric way, a religious way, science, metaphysics, science fiction type of way, a religious way, the working class get up and grind way. There are so many ways that I could talk about infinite possibilities. Even my perspective of infinite possibilities and what I can talk about is infinite and will always be changing. I could make a video now in a week and I promise you I'll have 6 more things to say, 12 more things to say, 1 more thing to say than I had to say today about infinite possibilities. And even that'll change the following week, right? Because you're ever growing, you're ever expanding, and that can feel overwhelming. Just flow with me. As a baby, when you are really excited and curious about the world, about careers, about things that you want to do in life, right? You want to be everything. You want to be the chef, the designer, the sports player. You want to do everything. You want to be everything. You want to be an artist. You want to be cool. You want to be popular. You don't know what you want to do. You're scared to death of doing anything, of moving forward in life, of getting older, especially when you get into teenage years and older as an adult. Does that energy ever stop, There's just so much possibility in who you choose to be, the way you present yourself, what career you go into, the things you want to do, the people that you want to get with, the things that you want to believe in, the things that you want to practice, the places that you could move, the million and one terrible things in the world that we could look at and put our energy towards, and then the million and one amazing beautiful things that we could look at and put our energy towards, and how do we deal with healing through all of it? How do we deal with our mental health? How do we go after our career? I could go on forever because it's infinite. There's so much choice, option, possibility, so much active living that's going on in the now. That's just a gateway, a portal to so much possibility. And what do you do with that? What do you do with that? Do you ever feel overwhelmed? Waking up and being like, dang, it's infinite. Even for the people on here that may feel a little existential sometimes, I'm infinite. Oof. What's that journey like? How amazing and beautiful and shocking and the void is that? How depressing can that be? There's so much. So, story time. Growing up, and still for me, I wanted to do so much. And it's not even that I wanted to like go into a million different career paths. It's just that I had a natural sort of curiosity. My ring fingers are longer than my other fingers. Okay. It's not that I wanted to go into a million different careers. It's that I had a natural curiosity, a natural inkling for learning and for wanting to try everything. I loved cooking. My family loved cooking. I wanted to do, not restaurant work. I wanted to own a restaurant and learn to cook and be a chef and have a business, you know, very Princess and the Frog, Tiana-like. I wanted that experience. And then I always loved writing. I always loved writing. To this day, I love writing. I still write. I love writing. Essays, nonfiction work, fiction work, stories. Me and my cousin would go in the house and pretend that we were in other worlds and parallel universes with aliens and potions, and we would play dress up and use all the different tools around the house to be potions and vials of magic, and we would turn the whole house into an alternate planet and just be and create and design and do all of that. I wanted to have my own fashion label. I love clothes. I love design. I love art. I love design. I still love design. I love putting together a good fit. I love looking at the energy of clothes, of shape, of color, of textures, of story, of history, of richness, things that I still love and had a passion for. But we're talking back, right? When I was younger, there were all these things I wanted to have. I wanted a label. I wanted to be a cook. And now I'm driving around my city and I'm seeing the homeless and the trash and the abuse and the drugs and the alcohol. And I'm seeing all of these things. Now I'm interested in my city. Now I'm interested in the States. Now I'm walking this earth as a black and, male presenting and a male body and I'm queer on top of that. And then hold up now, wait, let me jump a couple of years later. I'm also gender fluid. Oh, wait. All right. So now I'm interested about the world and other people, about healing, about authenticity, about connection, about philosophy, about spiritually evolving, about being confident and brave enough to have conversations where I'm going to bring up the woo-woo, right? All these different things. Wait a minute. I have a passion for all of these things. Why do I like to make art and do visual media and digital media and do digital media and performance art and all of these things? But why do I also like to write and wait, hold on. So what should I go to school for? Wait, do I even want to go to school? Do I even believe in the system that's going on in the world? Okay, wait, I'm back on my political stuff right now. I'm back on my political ish. Okay, wait, so maybe I should focus in on this. Wait, nope. There's this. Wait, I could be whoever I want to be. I can be believing in anything. Wait, it all is true. It's all is happening right now. Wait, am I mentally okay? Wait, I have to heal. Wait, no, go. You have to keep going. Another one, Barha. Another one. So, what do you do with all of that? You know? You have this curiosity for learning, of growing, of loving as a child. And the common rhetoric is that you sort of know as a child, even if you don't know, which is fine. But for some people, you sort of know as a child when you're looking at everything like, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. That's all possibility. That's all just different versions of you having that. That's all different versions of you having access to a life, to an idea, to your creativity, where you are doing that. That little 5-year-old boy, that little 5-year-old girl, that little 5-year-old little baby, them walking around somewhere, and everything else that wants to be a firefighter. It's because that little 5-year-old knows that there's a little 30-year-old version of them that's running into houses. Right? They have access to that. We have access to that as people. That little child doesn't know what they want to do with the world, right? Because they need time to learn and grow. That child is sophisticated because that child knows that there's so much, no matter if they feel fear, anxiousness, whatever, that I need some time to figure this out. The person that doesn't want to do anything, they just want to live and exist, that person is sophisticated because what? We were here to just exist and to do what we please and do what we want. Right? So there's so much sophistication, there's so much intelligence, there's so much authenticity, there's so much realness in the experience of every single part of what do I do, who am I supposed to do, and what are all these different possibilities in front of me that I have access to in my mind, in my energy, even when I'm at my worst, even when I can't create. Segue. The reason why I brought up today that I didn't know what I wanted to do is because what do you do as a person when you don't know what to do? What do you do? Do you push through it and keep going? Do you take a break? As an artist, what do you do? What do you do as an artist when you're trying to paint that canvas, when you're trying to get out that print, that script, that song, and you just can't do it? What do you do when you're experiencing so much energy that is sort of pulling your focus away and stifling you from doing that art? What do you do when you're experiencing so much energy of, I don't believe in myself, I can't do it? What if I shouldn't do it? What if I'm too shy? What if I'm not ready? What do you do when the time comes for you to unmask and start unmasking into the person that you actually are, to the energy that you actually are, to the wholeness of what you actually are in front of people? When it's time for you to start unmasking and leaning into that energy in everyday life, and it's something 1,000% different than what you always thought, or worse, it's exactly what you always thought that it would be. And now your perspective has to change. Now you have to grow. Now you have to evolve, right? Yeah, I know I'm not staying on track right now into one specific person. I'm not trying to right now. But what do you do when you are overwhelmed? What do you do when you're sitting down in a space, in a library room, in a library? What do you do when you're sitting at home, when you're crying in your bed? What do you do when you're at the beach and you're applying for scholarships? Why are you applying for scholarships? I don't know, at the beach, but some people can do. It's a possibility, right? What do you do when you're getting that first job, when you're having that first child, when a loved one passes away, when you have to dealing with mental health, when you have to stop, when you have to start, when you're in love, when you're not, when you're rejected? Just what do you do when all of this possibility is actively happening? And no matter where you step, where you go, what you do, there's always something being put in motion. Why did I grab this water instead of the other brand of water that happens to be in the same bottle? So don't come on here yelling about stick to one brand of water. I try, sometimes I don't. You listen. If it's good water, it got some minerals, it's hydrated, the pH is right and things like that. And as long as it's not one brand that I'm not going to say, you should know it. As long as it's not one brand that I'm not going to say, I'll drink it, but whatever. You know, what do you do? Why did I grab that water instead of another water today? Is there another version of me running around who grabbed that other water? Probably. How existential am I about to get? Maybe a lot, maybe not. Right? Do you get my point? Do you see all of the of that? So what do you do with that energy? Am I gonna get that summer job, the summer internship? Should I be a cook? Should I not? Should I text him back? He's probably gonna reject me. Should I call her? She doesn't like me. My friends told me that. Should I date this person? Nope, they're gonna see my mental illness. Should I call a friend? I don't have any friends. Do they actually like me? I need to focus on my career and what it is that I'm doing. I should be making art. I haven't made art in a really long time. I'm trying to do art. I'm watching too much TV. Need to go on that diet again. Dang. I sat here for 16 minutes and the world around me just kept going on. Well, my world is still here, right? I guess. What do you do? Am I triggering you? What do you do? Let's go back. I wanted to do everything as a child. I guess the first part of this video is just me acknowledging that. Cut. Next. So, the editing in this is gonna be odd, wild. So, I guess the first part of this video is just me acknowledging that the overwhelm, or maybe you feel differently, but let's just acknowledge that the possible overwhelm that you feel of infinite possibility. Now let's maybe acknowledge this, maybe the greatness that you feel of infinite possibility. Ooh, it all is. I'm chilling. Because if it all is, that means, wow, okay, can't really make a mistake, can't really get it wrong. And if it all is, then I guess I can just sort of choose what I want, right? Well, I don't know what I want. Well, great. Well, if it all is, and everything's constantly sort of changing and moving on, then I mean, at some point I'm gonna know what I want. If I don't know what it is that I want, the only other option for me to experience is for me to find something that I want to experience. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna go get a smoothie, I'm gonna eat a mango, I'm gonna go take a walk or something, and it's gonna come to me, right? You can be very peaceful about the infinite possibility of it all. And that applies to everything that I said, all the different options, right? What if I'm always changing my mind on what I want? What if there's always something new that I want to learn, that I want to study, that I want to try? Ooh, that's amazing. Because why would you ever want to stop knowing, learning, growing? Why would you ever want to stop creativity, right? I don't care if it's, I want to try a new recipe. I want to listen to that new song. What if I want to live here now, but I want to move later? Great, because there's infinite possibilities. So you know what that means? You can move later. I'm not telling anybody to be irresponsible. What I'm telling you is that I'm acknowledging that you may feel differently about the fact that there are infinite possibilities. And that can feel overwhelming, that can feel peaceful, that can feel like, boom, I just know what I know. That can feel like, boom, there's infinite possibilities, but I know for the next 5 or 10 years, I want to try this. That can feel like, I don't know. That can feel like, I want to be a track star. That can feel like a panic attack. That can feel like, nah, because I know that is all, I have access to do everything I want. That could feel more spiritual and esoteric. That can feel more religious. I know that I'm guided. I know that I'm protected. So guess what? All these possibilities are for me, but I know that no matter what move I make, as long as I make it with heart, as long as I make it with something that I want, as long as I make it with a little bit of intellect, as long as I make it, doesn't matter what the energy feels like. It doesn't matter if I feel a little scared, nauseous, anxious. It doesn't matter if I feel a little bit overwhelmed today and I felt a little bit better yesterday. It doesn't matter if I feel depressed. It doesn't matter if I am mentally gone. because I've experienced that energy of being mentally gone. One thing we're never going to do on this channel is talk about any topic in a way that excludes any neurodivergency, any type of mental health, any type of people that are going through debilitating mental health. We can go even deep as psychosis. I don't care. If it fits, it fits. I will never talk about anything that only applies to the healthy, normal human brain as if that is a thing that exists for all people, and that even just that definition is something that I would challenge, but that's another video, right? That's not something that we do on here. So you can feel everything. You can express all type of energy, all types of thoughts, all types of everything, but you can feel about you can feel differently about infinite possibilities. So we got that out the way. It's the first 20 minutes. What does Phoenix have to say about infinite possibility? Here's all I can say from me, about life, about you. Here's all I can say about us. We're one, right? Here's what I can say about infinite possibility. Do it all. Do it all. And I'm gonna stop yelling because I'm far away from people and I'm in a little place in the library. I don't think anyone can hear me, but still, I'm gonna stop yelling. Do it all. You may be saying, how, why? Do it all. I don't know what the first step is. Do it all, so just take a step. And this is what I mean by this. I love the word intersectionality. And one thing I love to do is I love to Google a word. Let's talk about it. Intersectionality. Intersectionality is a way of understanding how people's multiple identities overlap and create unique experiences of discrimination and privilege. The interconnected nature of social categorizations such as race, class, gender, regarded as creating overlapping and interdependent systems of discrimination or disadvantage. I realize I've been using this word in a way where I guess it pertains more to like race and class and things of that nature, but the way that I use that word, in the context that I use that word, intersectionality. Think of one of those bubbles, those graphs that you used to use in school where you draw the circle, you draw another circle, where does it overlap? Do that. Draw that out. Draw a couple of those bubbles, right? And do it all. There is nothing on this earth that says that you can't do it all. Anything in your mind that says that you can't is something that's been told to you. Something that you witnessed, something that you heard, an energy that you experienced, but your perspective from a child has been, this is what I must believe. You know, some people will say, oh, they don't know what they want to do. They're just a child. They're immature. They don't know what they're gonna grow up out of that. You know, it's so crazy how children, and as children, we have so much about life, and then we grow up, and the more that we grow up, there's someone somewhere, good intent or not, who will try to take all of this creative potential that we have and say, there we go. Now go get that 9 to 5. And I'm not hating on a 9 to 5. I have a job, right? My job makes me happy. Not all the time. I have days where I don't want to go to work. But I like what I do. Why? Because I found something that I like to do. Is that available to all people at all times? Not necessarily. In a 3D way, quickly? Not necessarily. This is, once again, you know what I mean? I'm grateful and blessed to be able to say that. But you have that chance, you have that opportunity, you have that option. And this isn't a get up and go do it and stop being lazy. This is a, you have that chance and that opportunity. Expand your perspective to be able to see it as such and know that one day that will be the case. Right? And move in that direction when you do have the chance, as you have the chance, even if it's that, you know what, I got to put up with this today, but one day I'm going to be doing what I want to do. You know what, today I don't know. Today I don't think I can do it. Today I'm thinking about, you know, some stuff I'm not even going to say on YouTube, but one day Or maybe it's, you know what, I can't even deal with the positivity and the hope it's going to get better thing today. Maybe I can't even get myself there today. That's fine. I accept that. That's fine. I don't accept that. Do what you got to do. You're a human. You know what I mean? But intersectionality, the way in which that I've been using that context of that word up until, you know, this point, because I'm seeing on Google, it's a little different, is where do things overlap for you? Let me see the way that my mind puts it together, right? Let's say you want to be a writer and a cook, and you're interested in history, and you're interested in taking pictures, and you're interested in learning languages, and you're interested in drawing, computer coding and programming and video games. You're interested in that too, and you're interested in singing, and you're interested in so much, right? You know what you are to me? You know where that interlaps to me? You're an artist. You want to be an artist. You want to be a creator. I don't mean that you want to draw on a pencil pad. I mean that you want to make things. You are an intellect. You want to be challenged. You want your mind to constantly be pinging and evolving. You want to be learning different skills and resources, and being able to produce based off of what it is that you're knowing. You want things that are going to be fun for you to learn and stimulate your mind, while you're also doing things that are naturally fun for you to do. Why is it that you want to do coding and get into tech as it relates to video games and digital media and podcasting and YouTube and film, but you don't want to do it if it was filling in code as an accountant or something of that nature? Why? Maybe because math isn't fun to you. Maybe because you don't want to work in somebody's bank. Maybe because you don't want to sit down and crunch numbers all day. But all of these things, they're stimulating to you. They're stimulating to your creativity. They're stimulating to the things that you do for enjoyment, right? You're a creator. You're an artist. You want experience. You want to be learning. You want to be living. Okay, great. You have now, the knowledge of that has now put you 20 steps ahead of something than just I don't know. It's okay to be at I don't know. It's an amazing thing to be at I don't know. Don't let nobody tell you differently. Some of y'all already beat yourselves up about not knowing. When not knowing is one of the most natural things of life. When knowing is the natural thing of life, right? That's where all of that interlaps. Yes, it's 20 different things, but that's where all that interlaps. For me, in my mind, it can interlap differently for you. I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a basketball player. I want to be a tour guide. I want to go to battle. I want to work in government. I want to be a lifeguard. I want to be a mayor. I want to go to a protest. I'm really just passionate about going to protests and fighting for people's rights and making posts about it online. That's all that I really do, and that's all I'm really motivated to do, looking at this country and looking at things that go on in the world. That's all I'm motivated to do. You know what that tells me? Great. You care about people. You have a sense of what's that word? You have a sense of you value law. You value order. You value you have a connection to that adrenaline, but not that wild, reckless adrenaline per se, but that adrenaline of protecting, of defending, of action. You like body movement, right? You like being physical. You like sports. You have a value for the minds of other people, for the safety of the world that we live in. Okay, so you connect with people on like that physical, mental way. You want to be in sports and things like that. You love that athleticism. You love that action. You love what they do emotionally, that aggression. You love all of those things, even with the war and law and all of that, right? Like just that aggression, that intellect behind it. You love all of that. You have a passion, a heart-centered passion for making sure that you're safe, that other people are safe. Great. Those are some of your passions, some of your values. That's what you want to work in. That's where all of those different things that may sound like they're in completely different fields overlap for you. You're 20 steps ahead of I don't know. Now, inevitably, you're going to end up back at I don't know. Because, great, now what do I want to do next from that? That's what I know my passions are. I know what my values are. What do I do now? Where do I take that? Do the same thing again. Sit on it, relax on it, meditate on it, think about it, get inspiration, follow the signs, trust the universe. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Do whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you believe in. Go read a book. Go try that podcast. Go take a leap of faith. Go do something completely different than you thought that you would have been doing. Go try that one thing that somebody told you that you could not do. Go do the thing that makes you the most scared. Go do the thing that the energy keeps telling you, I don't have enough money to be able to do this. I won't be provided for if I don't do this. Nobody's gonna like me. I'm not the right race, the right size, the right color, the right gender. I can't have a stable home. They're gonna reject me if I do this. Nobody's gonna believe in me. I tried before, I failed, they made fun of me. Go heal that trauma, go get that therapist, go read that book, go expand that energy, go expand that perspective. Take one step. Listen to that podcast. I don't care if it's simply you looking up in the mirror one day out of 365 and looking at yourself when you brush your teeth, just one day out of 365 and say, one day I'm gonna try. I think I can do it. Maybe I don't have any belief in myself today. Maybe that's the energy that I'm experiencing. Energy that says that there's no belief in myself today. One day, I'm gonna try. I'll be vulnerable enough to myself to even say that maybe I don't have any belief today. And that's all that you can say to yourself today. That's one step. That's one step. And it may feel like the most awful thing to have to live with that, to have to be in that. Or it may feel like the most best thing because now you get to face that energy and see how and where for you it's meant for you to expand beyond that. Accept that. Learn where that came from. Learn why that's an energy that you deal with and see if that's not you. Right? Your natural state. Whatever it is, whether it feels great or not, it's that one step. Whether if it's having to cut out a couple of bad habits and doing things that don't even make you feel good in the exact moment, but you know it's taking you a little bit further, that's one step. It ain't always got to feel good, right? Whether if it's getting yourself up and doing it a little bit today when you know that you don't even feel like it, right? It's that one step. This isn't hustle culture. This isn't don't take care of yourself culture. This ain't none of that on this page. You ain't gonna see me talking like that and talking out of that unless we're debating it, unless we're dissecting it, unless we're getting into the philosophy of it. I am a philosopher. Unless we're doing things of that nature on here, we're not getting into any of that. That's not what I'm preaching. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm sharing with y'all. That's not my own experience. That's not energy that me and that energy, we don't have any agreements to operate together in that manner, right? But anything is one step. Being at rock bottom is one step. Being, there's way deeper, darker things I could talk about, and there's way more amazing things to talk about because I know there's everybody who has their own energies, their own stories, and I can't, talk about all the infinite possibilities of people on here who have experiences and stories regarding this in all manners, mentally, emotionally, physically, career, love, sex, everything. Sorry the camera moved and shaked. I hate it. Sorry, y'all. It's an emotional video. But the possibility for you to do everything that you want to do is there for you. Even if that looks like having to find, how do these things relate? I promise you, even if it don't make sense now, it will. I will tell you this, when I first started my degree at a beautiful university in Louisiana, I was an English major, and I knew good and damn well that I didn't really even want to go to school at the time. I was coming off of COVID. I was coming off of the pandemic. I was watching what was going on in this country and attacks that was going on towards black people and black citizens. I was scared. I remember being shut in my house for 3 weeks. Didn't want to go outside. I was scared to go to my porch because police regularly rode around my neighborhood, and I was scared that what if one of them takes my life? Now what am I supposed to do? Mentally gone, secluded, the same 1 or 2 friends who were not friends to me and who didn't like me in a way that was genuine, right? talking to the same people, having no clue. I'm going to college wherever my best friend go to school, and my best friend may not even want me to go to school, so she may not want me to leave her, so I'm gonna stay here and I'm not gonna do anything, right? We've all been there. I ain't hating, but you know what I mean. Not believing in myself, all types of things. Coming out of the pandemic so disconnected from what I am, so disconnected from this, that, and this, that I'm, all right, I'm gonna go to school because they're paying for it. I'm gonna go to school. You know what? English is cool. I like to write. I'm good at writing. Pretty much anything I do in life, with all the different things that I like to do and want to do, I'm gonna need to write. I'm gonna love writing. It's gonna be fun. Let's do that. Dang, I'm not feeling this. I don't like it. I'm disconnected from it. Let's change. Let's go to music. Dang, my graduation date is gonna be how long away? Financial aid only gonna pay for how much? I'm gonna have to graduate how late? Wait a minute, I gotta do this. Wait a minute, is this even in alignment with what I believe should be constitutionally allowed and legal in this country for students? Wait a minute, all these things are picking my mind and wait, something not right. All right, let's go to fine arts. Let's do that. Let's try, I love arts. Let's try fine arts. Dang, I'm still not feeling this thing. The best part about this is that I get to get up and have a routine in my day where I'm not just sitting at home all day. That is the best part about me doing this degree. I have friends. I got people that I want to see. I got people that I'm attached to that I get to go to this building and see and X, Y, and Z. That's the only thing that's keeping me going. Wait a minute, my grades are slipping because my mind isn't in it. Oh, Jesus H. Christ. Oh my God. Why is this not working? Okay, time out. Let's take a year off. All right. And you know what I did with that year? I went internally. Traveled. Went internally, right? Blessed with some amazing opportunities that I was able to travel. See different things, meet different people. Explore those passions, explore why I feel so disconnected from certain passions, why? Challenge myself. I'm only gonna do it if I know that I love it. I'm only gonna do it when I know that it's for me. I know that it's something that I love. I know that even if there's something in my head and all these different reasons that I'm pinging on a sheet saying this is why I can't do it, I need to believe in myself a little bit more. I need to do this a little bit more. Great, life doesn't stop. So I'm gonna take that one step, even if it is me just doing that little shadow work of why do I feel like I can't do it? Why do I feel like I'm being tested? Why do I feel like I'm failing? Why am I so hard on myself? What is all of this energy that doesn't even feel like it belongs to me? Wait a minute. At some point when I was a child, I would draw up restaurant menus and I would write fiction books. And I would pull out that little microphone, that little Yeti microphone that I invested in. I would plug it up to my computer and I would try to find a little beat online and I would write a little song to it. Wait a minute. I tried starting this YouTube page during COVID. For you guys who don't know. I tried starting this page during COVID. Nowhere near. Couldn't. Wouldn't. The alignment. No. So how do I get back to that? How do I get back to this? I was in my government name, to the Phoenix that thought he could do it. The Phoenix that had to, stand into that when walking into that ninth grade classroom, knowing that being scared, that had experiencing energy that felt like people was gonna look at you and say, oh, overweight, oh, queer, oh, you think you everything, oh, look at him coming in now with my blonde mohawk and my X, Y, and Z. I had to put on that look like, hello, when I walk into a room, right? The teacher's favorite and all these other little things that go in your mind when you're experiencing energy that's perceiving the way that people are gonna project on you and you're projecting onto them. What do I do when you're a child and you're a teenager and you're doing just normal teenager human life things and you're emotionally all over the place and mentally going through it and your family's at home and people don't know what you're going through behind closed doors and you have relationship battles and all of these things? What do? But how do I get back to that little boy, that little person, that human that looked up at the sun, looked up at the moon, that was sitting in the back seat when we were driving down the car and said that this is what I think I like? What do I do when I'm faced with I don't know, and why am I so uncomfortable when I'm faced with I don't know? What beliefs am I holding on to? What patterns have gone on in my family that tells me that I can't do this? What pressures am I experiencing that's telling me that I can't do this? Why? Challenge it. I dare you to challenge it. I dare you to take one step to challenge it, to open up that book, open up that journal, to sit and reflect, sit in silence. Don't text that friend back just yet. Tell them they got to wait till tomorrow. And I dare you to sit by yourself and say, I dare you to call up on your friend, ask your partner, practice being vulnerable, ask that family member, get that help, ask your boyfriend, ask your girlfriend, and say, why do you think? I had somebody ask me recently, do you think that I have a hard time taking compliments? A beautiful question. Thank you for being vulnerable enough to even say that. Vulnerable enough to share, even if it doesn't seem like a big deal to some people. Even if that's nowhere near some of the deep darkness that goes on in your head, right? Thank you for being vulnerable enough with me to just share that. Even if me saying that makes you vulnerably uncomfortable. Great, we're having a human experience together, right? What are your boundaries? What are mine? Thank you enough for being vulnerable to ask me that question, for practicing that. That's a beautiful thing. Thank you for not just holding that in. I respect you if you feel like you need to hold that in, right? I said all this to say, I said all this to challenge you. I said all that to for this goal to not be to challenge you, but to share a story, to share a perspective, to share a very short, tiny little philosophy, a short, tiny little understanding of the way in which, as an artist, the way in which, as a human being, that I have challenged myself. I said, like I said, channeled a couple times. I meant challenged, not to challenge you, but to share a way that I have challenged myself. When I was faced with I don't know, when I'm faced with I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, when I'm faced with all types of energies that are dark and deep and heavy, that are not of mine, that I'm perceiving as mine, when I was faced with so many falsehoods of instability, that I had to pick myself up off the ground and say, all right, when I feel like no one understood me, right? Even the days where I'm looking around and I'm like, nobody fully, truly knows me, gets me. Some days I still feel like that. Most days I still feel like that. I feel seen. I feel appreciated. I feel heard and listened to. There are days where I don't feel understood, really with that intent of I want to really truly understand you. There are days where I'm just in a room, you're going to end up in a room with people that just can't understand you, and that's a beautiful thing. I have people in my life that do make me feel seen in the ways in which that they can see me, and I'm grateful for that. And I apologize if you have people, if you're in a position where you don't have that. One day you will, right? But you got to align yourself with that intention for yourself, and those people and those perspectives are going to evolve around you, right? You can't chase being a doctor because just because of the money, and just because there's people who are there who may get me because I like some medical shows. No, baby. Are you passionate about saving lives? What's in it in your heart? What's in it in your mind? Why is it something that does you? You could like the money too. I ain't saying it's a bad thing. God knows that it ain't. Whoever you believe in, right? I'm using God in a neutral sense, that it ain't. But what's behind you? Why do you like to be a doctor? What's behind that? What inspired that? What did 5-year-old Timmy experience that made him say that he wanted to be a doctor? So who is this 50-year-old man standing in front of me now with all of these money and all these millions and all the mansions, who's the top surgeon in this floor? How did you get from here to there? That's what I want to know. That's what you have to experience. Not know, that's what you have to experience. And that's what you have to be uncomfortable with experiencing it. Find comfort with experiencing. So once again, I say all this to say that I'm just telling you some of the ways that I've had to evolve, and birth myself into that belief, into that knowing that I can find light. I can find the intersection. I can find the wholeness. I can weave together all the different things that I am passionate about, that I have a love for, and find what it is, find my avenues that I want to create in. Wait a minute. I don't find nothing that's related to what I want to do. Guess I gotta create it. I guess I gotta make it. There's a quote that says, if there's a book that you want to read, and I'm going to expand on that quote and add my own words, or an idea or a life path or a relationship or whatever that you want to do that you haven't seen before, that you have no inspiration around you to do, you're the one to do it. That's all ideas are. That's all creativity is. It's just a portal to something that you've already done, a portal to something that you want to do, a portal to something that you can have, a portal to something that is actually there. Grab it. Step into it. That may be a short walk, a long walk, a drive, a run, a swim, but you're going to get there. Hard, you may scrape your ankle, fall down. You may be, once again, mental health. Come on now. Let's not ignore it. You'll get there. You'll get there. So, this is just encouragement at this point. This is just a sharing of my own mind, my own thoughts, my own energetic flow, my own experiences. But to plant a seed into your mind, to just share a story, and you don't have to take no seeds that you don't want to take, right? You leave here with what you want to leave with, but to share a story of, that's what I did, and that's what I continue to do. Weave together and create the avenues that are meant for you. The things that you're passionate about, the things that you love, the things that scare you, the things that you've always believed that you could do, but there was always something else, another energy, another voice. Fight it. Accept it. Evolve past it. And find your own rebirth. Find that. Do it every step of the way, on every day, the best and the worst. It's all a part of the journey, because you can do it. If you feel overwhelmed, sit in that overwhelm. Do nothing. Take a day off. Take a month off. I've gone months without making art. I've done months without creating. I've gone months without working. Not everybody's as fortunate to be in that position. I understand that. Have grace for that. Get up and do what you got to do. If you got to get up and do what you got to do until you're able to find that, until you're able to get to that point, do that. I still work. I still got a job, right? Do that. Quit if you're feeling that intuitive, faith-based thing to just quit and see where the cards land. They're going to land. The fact that you know that there's so many possibilities knows that you know that the cards are going to land somewhere. The scariest part is what happens before. The feelings before, that anxiousness in the chest before. The things that you've experienced up until this point, of all the million different energies that said, I can't, you shouldn't, you don't want to, you blah, 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 you're going to fail, you're going to make this person unhappy, you can't do it, you're not brave enough, you're not smart enough, you're not, blah, 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 blah. That's the hard part. The easy part is that you already know. You already know. Right? So what you think that's going to happen once you get through all of that? You're going to get there. I always bounce around a little bit whenever I'm talking and letting my mind just flow, just go with these ideas, and I hope that you guys are keeping up with me, obviously, and I hope that you guys are taking from this what it is that you're meant to take from this, or anything it is that you would like to take from this. But I said all of that to say that there's a lane and there's an avenue for each and every one of you, no matter what it is that you want to do. I've learned that. Oftentimes you have to create that lane for yourself. Do it. It's possible. It's already there. You had the idea to create a lane for yourself because that lane for yourself already exists. So now it's time for you to just put one foot in front of it, right? I said that to say that sitting in the unknown, or sitting with the infinite possibilities, that energy can feel overwhelming. That energy can feel amazing. That energy can feel still. That energy can feel Like everything, that energy can feel whatever the case may be. Sometimes you got to take a break. Sometimes you got to heal. Sometimes you got to put down the book. Sometimes you got to put down the pencil. Sometimes you got to take a break off. Sometimes you take a day off. Sometimes you got to get up and go to work and hustle for them 2 or 3 weeks when you don't want to. Sometimes you got to sit in that class if you don't want to sit in. Sometimes you got to do whatever. But, and this is the most important part, lead with your heart. Lead with belief. Even if you wake up on a day where you only have 1% more belief in yourself, belief in the plan, belief in the fact that you're going to get there even though you don't know the plan, belief in the fact that you're going to get there even though you keep experiencing energy that's making you overthink the plan. Put your energy behind that 1% more. And when you hit those rock bottom days, months, years where you're like, I can't, I'm nothing, I'm whatever, cool. But know there's something on the opposite side of that, because you cannot have darkness without you having light. And this isn't some hallmark whatever, this is actuality. Why is there a moon? Because there's a sun. Why is there a night? Because there's a day. You're going to experience the other side of that. I'm a testament to that, right? So lead with that belief, lead with that heart, lead with the thing that excites you, lead with the thing that pings your mind, lead with the thing that is a completely left of center, left of field from everything you always thought that you should do or wanted to do. Lead with that thing that you've always known that you wanted to do, but it was always so Put yourself in the front seat. If you want to be the guy behind the camera, be the guy behind the camera. If you want to be the person sitting in the chair getting interviewed, do that. If you want to be the person that does nothing but become the manager at their local store, and that's all you want to do until you're pass on, and that makes you happy and fulfilled and you love it and you enjoy it, do it. Do it. If you want to challenge the things that make you have to get up and go to that job and you don't want to, and that's what you're passionate about, do it. And everything else is just a journey to get you there, internally and externally. Sometimes it's easier said than done. Sometimes it's always so much simpler than we make it out to be. But you can do it. And you should do it. The world, the world craves your creativity. That's all this is constant creation, constant flow, constant actuality. That's all that any of this is. Why you want to write that song so bad? What you went through that makes you want to write that song so bad? Great. You think they ain't got people that want to hear music? They got some of the best singers, best artists, best belters and performers in the world. And they still got people that hate everything they do. And then they got millions of people that love what they do. But why does that artist keep doing it? Because that's what they want to do. The cards on the external is going to fall where they fall. There always has to be a balance, right? Shut that out for a second. Do what you want to do. Ding, 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 ding. I'm spitting. It's on camera. I'm not cutting it out from my words. I'm sorry. It's a part of this very raw experience that we're having right now. I spit a lot in this video. I may put a little disclaimer before this video to break that down. So if you got this far into it and you saw that disclaimer, congratulations, you're a star. You're a star either way, but you're a superstar today. I give you gold. The month they get bronze, they get they stick, they get bronze. But anyways, think about that. Act on that. Sit on that. Don't act. That's the problem with so many people in America. You're always running to get something done, make a move. When's the last time that you chilled out and let an idea come to you? When's the last time that you relaxed? When's the last time that you got some help? When's the last time that you were vulnerable? When's the last time that you reached out? When's the last time that you slept? Stop trying to push that creativity out, right? I thought about myself. I thought about, what if I didn't do a video today? Because I don't want to force anything. I don't want to force something if it's inauthentic, if it's not coming from a place of something that I actually want to do. What if I have to just tell them, you know what? And I'm just starting out this page. I'm not doing a video today. But then something hit me. Inspiration struck. And luckily enough, here I am almost an hour in. And it was the exact thing that I wanted to talk about. But I just had to be patient. I had to say, well, I'm going to go to the library today. I'm going to put myself in a new scenery. I've been sitting at home all week. I had to do a little bit of work last night. I've been working all day. I'm going to just go. I'm going to pack my lunch. I'm going to have me a snack, bring me a bottle of water. I'm going to bring my laptop. I'm going to bring a book. I got a new library card today because I haven't had a library card and I wanted a library card. So I said I was going to do that. Got a library card, sat down, and 5 minutes before I was like, may not be able to do it. The idea hit. And all because I was feeling energy of overwhelm. Then I even decided to come on here and say, this is what I'm gonna talk about today, and look at it. Look at what it turned to. Look at all of that manifested after that. Because it is. Sending love, and do take care of yourself. Whatever you do, you can do it. Let me know your thoughts. How do you feel? You know, I want my comments and my my videos that I make to be a place of vulnerability, of authenticity, of sharing, of asking, of challenging, of debating if that's what you feel like doing, right? But we welcome that, and we're open with that. And so I hope that I get to read and listen to and watch and check out and buy from and see you vacuuming if you work at a car lot. I don't care. I hope that whatever it is that you do gets appreciated. And if it's aligned with me, I hope that one day I'm appreciating it. And I hope that you appreciate this video, because it's what I wanted to do today. It's what I wanted to do for a long time, right? And I challenge you to believe in yourself. It's your natural state, baby. Let go of anything that challenges that. And find wholeness to walk through life, even on the days where there's energy that sticks. Even if it is a little darker. Even if it's so much darker. You got this. Hell, believe in me. Thank you. And I'm gonna stop that right here. Go eat a cucumber, go eat some water. Eat some water. Yeah, that's how I know I'm done talking, because now I'm rambling. Bye, it's Phoenix.